overlooked games of 2020. Let's start off with number 10, Football Manager 2021. Football Manager has always been a very good franchise, peerlessly putting forward high-quality games over the years to be only accepted by a certain niche of gamers. Sports Interactive have maliciously crafted this gem of a series by adding several new elements and features, only to make an already good game even better. The consistency at which they accomplished this is staggering. It's very rare to find a yearly franchise keep up with the quality for so long as they do. The 2021 Football Manager has noticeable changes in visuals and looks at a more in-depth analysis of players and clubs. Courted as a spreadsheet simulator, Football Manager is undeniably much more than that. For all those of you football or soccer enthusiasts, this game is a must-play.
Difficult start. Ils étaient désespérés.
A lot of work to do.
Moving on forward to number 9, Dreams. Imagine a game that allows you to ideate about anything or even everything. Well, Dreams by Media Molecules are set out to do just that. Dreams has a wide assortment of creative objectives that you can accomplish within the game. It could be anything: visual art, music, social media, building simulator, to just name a few, and trust us, there are several other things that you can do. Following up from the Little Big Planet, Dreams is really a testament in what we could achieve in gaming. This game pushes the limits of creativity and lets you build a world that you've always dreamt of.
Dreams, your vast, vibrant, sublime universe of possibilities.
Now we have number 8, Serious Sam 4.
Today I wish to speak to all of you humans out there.
Serious Sam was such a blast in the early 2000s. And although things have drastically changed since then, the nostalgia that comes with playing a Serious Sam game holds its ground. Serious Sam is a reminder to everyone that games don't need to be all serious all the time, even though the word is in its title. A pure action bonanza, Serious Sam 4 packs a push with a modern graphics, gameplay elements, and almost Duke Nukem like one-liners, while keeping the core, or should we say gore, of the previous game's constant. This game was heavily overshadowed by Doom Eternal, and even though that game was incredible, people really ought to play this one as well, just for old time's sake.
Alright, kitty, relax. We're gonna kill us some aliens.
Moving on forward to number 7, Gears Tactics.
Ukan.
If you haven't played Gears of War, then you're really missing out. Gears Tactics is a strategy spin-off title that didn't opt for an RTS-like approach, like several other Microsoft spin-offs, but chose to pursue a more turn-based, almost XCOM-like perspective. Gears Tactics takes place 12 years before the first Gears game, so yes, it is more of a prequel as you play through several unanswered questions of the Gears series. This humble turn-based strategy game places you in command of 4 warriors, just like the setup in XCOM, and to be very honest, this could be a successor to the already popular genre created by those game. The future is bright for this one. Another massively overlooked game because of the similarities it has with the XCOM series.
On move, shit stain!
Now we have at number 6, Hunt Showdown.
Okay.
Got it.
Hunt Showdown is a cool concept where players play PvP multiplayer sessions for bounty, while constantly trying to defend themselves from the elements of the game's environment and enemies. Think about a dark, desolate landscape where you could be attacked by anyone and anything. Riding on the ideas of PvP multiplayers of the past, this tremendously underrated title by Critic really needs your attention. Essentially a shooter, the first-person perspective really brings out the scare in the game. The eeriness of the atmosphere is definitely going to bring chills down your spine. The objective is for 10 players to collect a bounty by a mythical monster that's lurking around the map. This game is not for the faint-hearted. It's almost like a multiplayer horror game.
Throw you out. It might be helpful.
Now we have at number 5, Made of Skur. Now let's talk about an actual first-person adventure horror game. Made of Skur by Wales Interactive is a piece of art that's heavily influenced by horror titles of the past. Big names like Amnesia, The Dark Descent, and Outlast come to mind when playing this game, and that isn't a bad thing at all. Heavily underrated, this game definitely slipped through the cracks last year. It probably did because of several bad reviews left by players who blatantly thought it was a direct copy of the Amnesia games. Rest assured, Made of Skur is quite different. From the challenges of being constant in fear of something lurking in the shadows, to finding clues and piece of puzzles in the game. This title should have made a name for itself in the big leagues. Another fantastic game that could have done much better, if it were better appreciated by the purists. Moving on to our top 4, Mount and Blade 2, Bannerlord. The previous Mount and Blade was known for its action RPG prowess, and Taleworld's entertainment just upped in by a notch on Bannerlord. Bannerlord takes place in the same medieval setting as the previous game with a host of things to do, and why wouldn't it be, since it took them over 10 years to come out with a sequel. Bannerlord redefines the sandbox theme, with many characters to meet, places to go, and tactics to implement in your battles. An RPG at its finest, another game that's been constantly overlooked because of its non-AAA status, but a game that definitely should be checked out.
About that matter I mentioned earlier, there's this wandering doctor who comes through here from time to time.
Coming in at our number 3 spot is Nioh II.
And we must all one day leave it.
We have to include a Japanese action game because most of the good ones go overlooked time and again. Nioh II is a direct successor of Nioh that came out in 2017 from Ninja Studio. And even though it was received very well with the fans of the genre all around, it didn't really make an impact in the mainstream gaming market. Nioh II did slightly better when franchise enthusiasts came through in support of the successor, but still didn't manage to pack a punch in the big leagues. Overshadowed by many other great action and JRPG titles like Yakuza, Ghost of Tsushima, Persona 5, Royal, and a whole list of others. Nioh II fell short on the popularity front. Both games are a must-play if you enjoy the genre. They're handcrafted for a challenge, and the visuals and gameplay are something that will be remembered for years to come. Coming in at our top 2 spot is Man-Eater. So in Man-Eater, you play as a genetically altered shark that's out for revenge after your mother is killed. Yes, you heard us right. You're a shark in this game. Man-Eater is one of those games that's overlooked because of its concept. Not a lot of people want to play a game where you're a shark. Which is strange because the game is absolutely fantastic. The visual and the gameplay are really unique considering how bizarre the concept is. But nonetheless, it's a great game for you to pick up. The voice acting is in many places hilarious because of Tripware's decision to employ SNL actor Chris Parnell for the part, and he's done a fabulous job. Trust us, you'll have a great time playing this game.
Over, baby.
Got a regular there
Nice.
from Gamer Jooce.
Finally coming in our number 1 spot is Immortals Phoenix Rising.
Oh, no, not another of your boring stories. How long is this going to take?
Have you even heard of this game? That's exactly what we're talking about. This game is probably the most recently released on the list, and oh boy, has it been overshadowed. A game that's clearly inspired by The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, Phoenix Rising is a lighthearted take on the Greek mythos. The storyline is unique in its own way, with several references making it quite relevant to its premise in Greek mythology. You play as Phoenix, a mortal soldier shipwrecked on an island from where your story begins. What really stands out about the storytelling is that this entire storyline is dictated by Prometheus, the titan to Zeus. The gameplay is fantastic. It really brings out the joy of playing a game similar to Breath of the Wild, with ideas and mechanics that are fresh but seem familiar. The visuals, on the other hand, are something to really boast about. Implementing the same art style as games before, but with a subtle twist. A gem this game is. Ubisoft really outdid themselves with this one, considering the amount of stick they've gotten for previous games. This is another game that you should really check out.
For here, monsters roamed free.
Can you not tell this story like I wasn't just there?